Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and tank pants. Let's from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques. Just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a roll from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporting crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.
The wasted world of sports, eh?
Oh, he's copped a head right to the nuts. Tedesco's butt crack.
Ahoy!
He's nearly taken security's head off.
I have no idea what the wasted world of sports is.
Wasted World of Sports crew, ahoy. And how's everybody doing? Welcome along to Thursday night footy. And a very, very intriguing old game that we've got coming up here. Because we got the Dolphins, who are in far from good form. I mean, they were abysmal the other week against the Broncos. And we've got Manly, who, well, they've sacked their coach already. So they've started the season by giving the coach the axe. So we know that they're also in rather atrocious form. It's going to be an interesting game. A couple of teams who desperately need a win. Going around the chat room, who have we got there? We've got Heel Fries, ahoy mate. Aussie John, ahoy. Burko, ahoy mate. Odd Poppet, ahoy. Michelle, ahoy there. Who else have we got? I've got to scroll up. TikTokers, welcome along. Slowly but surely, TikTok catching up over there. It'll be interesting to see how the tickety-tock goes, because I've got my new camera set up over there, and TikTok doesn't really like change. So it'll be interesting to see. Every time I've changed anything on the TikTok feed in the past, it has gone and given me grief over it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that holds up. All right, same game multi for this one. Somebody asked me about it already. Why is my... I do need an update on my companion. Just trying to make sure that everything's up and running and working before kickoff. So, same game multi. We've got the hammer because I always try and put the hammer in. We've got Tola Kola, who's an absolute beast for Manly at the moment. Connolly Lemuelu. Again, I'm sticking with my theory, which hasn't really paid dividends too much since I've come up with the theory. But yeah, look for those edge forwards get across the line. So guaranteed, I've put Connolly Lemuelu in. I can almost guarantee that means that Fini Fuiaki will score a try tonight. Let's keep an eye on that. Tim McCabe, ahoy, mate. Because we know how that goes, right? You pick one. We pick one. Pick one winger. The opposite winger is the one that will score the try. That sort of thing. Happens all the time, right? Gregory West, ahoy, buddy. Where is Stream Deck? Stream Deck. Burko says, new coach. Surely the Eagles get up. Well, not so sure about that. It is actually a talking point. We often hear about a new coach and it potentially bringing the best out of the players, but, I mean, it's the same team, isn't it? And whilst the Dolphins were atrocious last week, don't get me wrong, the Dolphins are in far from convincing form. But I just think there's a bit more upside there. Big Pelican, ahoy, mate. Now, what's going on here? Odd Poppet says, coach change doesn't change the fact that the Sea Eagles suck. Same old team, but a point to prove. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like they haven't had a point to prove with the old coach still there. You know what I mean? So I'm far from convinced that they're even capable, to be perfectly honest. But we're about to find out. Here they come out onto the field. Kickoff, moments away. And I'm still trying to get the scoreboard up and running because it's not working for some reason. Stream Deck, not loading. Moronic douchebaggery, ahoy, mates. Sea Eagles' only points will be from Kohler. I hope not. I hope that they get some points with Tommy Turbo as well. Manly out onto the field. Thank you very much for the rose over there on TikTok. Much appreciated. Lowell, ahoy there. Who do I support? I go for the Sharks. $38 roses and then 30 more from Tizzo over there on TikTok. Thank you very much for that. All right, Dolphins out onto the field. ARW, ahoy, mate. Kickoff, moments away. Ah, right. It was switched off, the cheeky thing. Sorry, my scoreboard's just randomly decided not to work. So we've definitely got to try and get that sorted out. Because the referee has blown the whistle. And we're off and running. Dolphins have kicked off and Manly will have first use of it. We've just got a little bit of an issue with the scoreboard that we're trying to sort out. So we'll keep an eye on that and try and keep an eye on the game at the same time. Manly, do they do the early shift this time like they did against the Roosters? Keeping it in very tight. Teams are going to be wise to that now, aren't they? They'll be keeping an eye out for the early Manly shift. Kick downfield by Fogarty, taken by the hammer, 10 out from his own line. The Dolphins reclaim possession. Or at least claim it for the first time. WF side, you need Jamal to go over. D-Funk, ahoy mate. Is Payne Haas really going to the Warriors? No, he's not. Payne Haas will be off to South Sydney next year. Dolphins getting through their first set of 6. Just short of halfway. Goes back to Katoa for the kick. Sends it down to Tommy T, who takes it on the full and gives it off to Lehigh Hopewade. A man whose strength defies his size. Manly back in possession. So yes, apologies, the clock is not working at the moment. The scoreboard's not working at the moment. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. Force reload modules. Don't know how to do that. Tommy Turbo down the short side, up over halfway. Go Manly. Fifth and last, 40 metres out from the line, back for Brooks. Brooks puts it high. A contestable kick? No, it's a little too heavy, and the hammer takes it 5 metres out. Heading back in field, Fogarty leads the kick chase. And they keep the Dolphins pinned down. Corn on the Cobbo brings it out of the red zone. Good run for him. All right. This might be a disaster. Still no scoreboard. Nice run set up there for the Dolphins, but at the end of sets, atrocious. Isaiah Katoa getting a step ahead of himself. Fumbles the ball. And he doesn't get a kick away. Just got a little ahead of himself there. Okay. We are getting there. Trying to sort out our scoreboard issue and follow the game at the same time as Manly go down the short side. 20 metres out. Olakau'atu. They need a big game from him. 10 metres from the line. Fifth and last. Fogarty with the crossfield kick. It's going to land in the end goal. Tommy Turbo gets up for it. It's been spilt backwards by Asako. Or he's taken it, has he? Yes, he has. Jermaine Asako. Looked like he dropped it backwards. And here go the Dolphins now. Herbie Farnworth is away down the short side, or Avarillo rather, steps back in field. Avarillo dummies the kick inside the 20. He pushes the pass to the Hammer, who wasn't expecting it. Loses the ball. Now Brooks is away upfield. He's got Falalo running with him. Oh, this is chaos. Manly come back to the halfway line. The Dolphins have bombed a try, and Manly are back in possession. Incredible. Six again, as Hetherington takes it inside the red zone. One-on-one steal by Herbie Farnworth. Oh, this game is a bloody shambles. The opening 6 minutes has been some of the most helter-skelter, like grade school footy you've ever seen. Oh, dear. Dolphins now back on the attack, 30 metres out, fifth and last. Katoa puts it high. Hammer chasing through to put pressure on Turbo. Hammer takes it. But it is the last tackle. That will be a handover 5 metres out. Aha! I think we have found the scoreboard, corporate. As Manly go the early shift. Ben Trebojevic, though, angling back in field. Fogarty takes it to halfway. A double pump. A triple pump then to Olakau'atu, who steamrolls one. And he's lost the ball. Olakau'atu beats one and then spills it. Another mistake. Okay, I need to... and re-plug in. We have to unplug it and plug it back in again. Dolphins up over halfway. 9 minutes gone, no score, but also no scoreboard at the moment as we try and sort this out. There we go. Fifth and last for the Dolphins, 20 metres out in midfield. The Hammer with the cutout ball for Cobbo. Cobbo steps back in field. It's still fifth and last. And that will be a handover. A meek and meaningless end of set there. And a penalty now to Manly. all a little bit chaotic. Ten minutes gone, no score in this one. And Fogarty just slowing things down here for the Sea Eagles. Finding touch, 10 short of halfway. And Olakau'atu, they needed more involvement from Olakau'atu this week, and he has given it to them. Trbojevic down the short side. That's Tommy T. Beats the first tackle, steps back in field. Now Fogarty, cut out ball to Kohler. Kohler sends it on to Hopewade in space. And Hopper's taken down just a couple of meters out here for Manly, who is building nicely here with 2 tackles left. Jake Trbojevic. Fifth and last, 10 meters out. Brooks to the line. Dummies, takes them on himself, Brooks. And Luke Brooks taking a ground just half a meter short. But that was a nice little build-up there for... Nice little build-up for Manly. Okay. Born on the Cobbo, up the middle. Quick play the ball. Now Farnworth has a crack. Farnworth's up over halfway. End-to-end stuff, but the skills for both teams kind of lacking to start this contest. Fifth and last, Dolphins put the kick down for the corner. And it's an easy take at the back for Manly. All right, we're getting there, people. We're getting there. $40 meters out from their own line. Garrick steps his way up to halfway. 28 minutes to go in the opening half. No score. Tommy Turbo runs it to the line. He's got Jake running off the hip. 40 meters out now, midfield. Short side for Brooks. They're going to run here on the fifth and last. To the line before Ben Trbojevic puts it through for the Hammer. And Hammer will take it 10 meters out from his own line. You know, I thought this was going to be a really high-scoring game. There's still plenty of time left in it, of course, but... Up to halfway now, the Dolphins. 2 tackles left. Katoa, inside ball for Averillos. Changes direction, heads over to the far side. And he's been wrangled down by Kobe Hetherington. 40 meters out from the line here on fifth and last. Nikorima puts the ball up. Chasing through nicely to put pressure on Tommy Turbo again, but Tommy T takes it. Manly have it 20 out from their own line. Matty Colquhoun, thank you very much for the Heart Me and the Hot Cross Buns on TikTok. Late offload here. Manly keeping the ball alive. Short side, Olakau'atu receives the inside ball and breaks through. draws in the hammer and sends Tommy Trebojevic over right beside the posts. Manly up 4-0. A tick off the multi. And it's 4 points to 0. Manly have started well. But then they started well the other week too, didn't they? And the Dolphins, once again, looking rather abysmal. Ola Kawatu, we talked about it in the pregame about how they need a big game from him. And he has delivered so far in this first half. The clean line break draws in the fullback and puts Tommy Turbo away. Manly leading. Nice break down the short side. .24.5 to go in the opening 40. And Jamal Fogarty from right in front. He makes it 6 points to 0. All right, we're getting to the bottom of our... We're getting to the bottom of our scoreboard issue. Slowly but surely. All the actions have been removed. Well, isn't that a pain? Penalty to Manly. Straight from the kickoff. High contact. Dear, oh dear. Finding touch just short of halfway. Ola Kawatu again down the short side. Taken down by Kaufusi and Nikorima. Fogarty heads across field. Brooks inside ball for Ben Trebojevic. 25 metres out, going back on the attack. Manly suddenly looking very slick. Hetherington goes straight up the middle. Tackle 4, 10 metres out. To the right edge they go. Fogarty. Paseka from a standing start, taken down just a metre short. Fifth and last, Manly looking for more points. Jake Trebojevic at first receiver to Brooks. Benny to Tommy. Tapped on to Lehigh Hopewade. And they're in again. Manly are rolling here in Redcliffe. 10 points to 0 with the kick to come. Lehigh Hopewade scores down the left edge. Manly's second try. .22 minutes left in the opening half. And it's been one-way traffic. after a shambles of a start to the match. Fogarty, about 15 metres to the left of the post, starts it in the middle. It bends and hits the near upright, bounces away, and it remains 10 points to 0. Manly, though, they've eased into this contest. The Dolphins, they were disappointing last week, and they've started off very disappointing this week as well. Just not really offering anything on attack. Tizzo, thank you very much for the roses. Cracking up the half century over there on the TikTok. Jake Trbojevic in midfield. We're only a quarter of a way through this half, and it's all Manly. Full of running now. Benny Trbojevic, 5 short of halfway, driven backwards. Jake Trbojevic at first receiver, on to Paseka. Paseka. Oh, he's a big unit. Fogarty on the 5th and last. Puts the ball up. Good kick chase, putting pressure on Cobbo. Cobbo spills it, and now Olakau'atu's away. Steps back in field, and Olakau'atu taken down a metre out. 6 more tackles for Manly. Down the short side they go. Oh, that's a penalty, and this could be 10 in the bin. It is 10 in the bin. Who got sent? Who got marched? Morgan Knowles. Holding down in the play of the ball. Cobbo, who started this with the dropped ball. Olakau'atu nearly went over. That would have been great for a lot of people's multis, I'm sure. David Tuakara. Ahoy, mate. Here come Manly again. 19 minutes to go until halftime. Brooks goes outside for Tommy Turbo. Tapped on again for Hopewade. But this time the Dolphins slide across and shut that play down. Brooks into midfield for Hetherington. Morgan Knowles got sent for 10 for a professional foul on the try line. Fogarty out the back for Brooks. Brooks is sacked by Nikorima. 10 metres out here in front of the posts on play 4. Fogarty inside for Olakau'atu, who took his eyes off the ball and spills it. The Dolphins survive. But I tell you what, they are only just surviving. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mate. They are only just hanging in there. Kieran Foran looking quite relaxed up there in the coach's box. Good for him. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, he probably has very little pressure on him. Manly were in absolute shambles. So not a whole lot of pressure on him coming into this one. Dolphins, can they hit back? There's still 18 minutes left in this half. Katoa to the line, on halfway to Nikorima. Got the hammer ranging out the back. He gives it on to Farnworth. Simple, predictable play. Down the short side, Lemuelu offloads back for Nikorima. Infield for Farnworth, 40 metres out, very flat-footed here, the Dolphins. Katoa throws the Harbour Bridge ball over to Asako. Asako goes in and away on Hopewade, who pulls him down just inside the touchline. 20 metres out, 2 tackles left. The hammer inside ball for Kafusi, who almost goes straight through. Gets the offload back. This is better from the Dolphins. Nikorima to the hammer. Back infield for Gilbert. Gilbert straightens. And a settler 10 metres out. Put on his back. Tackle 5. Right edge they go for Katoa. Pass goes out the back on the bounce for Avarillo. Pops it up for the hammer and it's called forward. Another piss poor end of set for the Dolphins. They have just been atrocious on attack. Every single time they get down this end of the field, and it's just horrendous. Manly easily charge up over halfway. Brooks with a flat pass for Ben Trebojevic. Back for Brooks. Comes back into midfield here. 5th and last, 20 metres out. Manly on the attack again. Turbo. Cut out pass to Hopewade, who grubbers him behind the line. Sits up for the hammer in the end goal. Hammer gets away from Hopewade, but he's a little upright here. Got to get to ground. Does so eventually. Katoa chews off another couple of meters. Dolphins outside their red zone just, but they are under the pump big time. Oh, that'll be helpful. 6 again. 6 again for the Dolphins. Nikorima, dummies. Straightens, can't break the line. Flegler up to halfway. Put down by Jake Trebojevic, who's the third man in there, coming in to help out. That was a good effort. Nikorima, late pass out the back for the hammer. Almost opens up for him. Gets the ball out the back for Farnworth, who drops it in behind. This is very, very scrappy stuff from the Dolphins. And they've come up with the spilt ball out wide and don't secure it. Lehigh Hopowade's away, and he's going to go the distance. Lehigh Hopewade gets a double. 14 points to 0 with the kick to come. Lehigh Hopewade. As the Dolphins come up with another mistake. They don't secure the dropped ball. Finifuiaki. And racing away. Lehigh Hopewade. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. Oh, geez, he nearly made a complete meal of the put down. I don't think he injured himself. He just put the ball down very, very bloody awkwardly. Jeez. He's fallen very, very awkwardly and nearly spilt the ball. $14 to 0. 13 minutes to go. Have they confirmed this yet? Yes, they have just now, right when I asked the question. They have confirmed Lehigh Hopewade gets his second. Bogarty from right in front. Okay. E.B. Williams, ahoy, mate. Back underway. Knowles still with 3 minutes in the sin bin. 16 points to nil. 12 minutes to go in the opening half. E.B. Williams, I got one off mine with Tommy Turbo scoring nice and early for me. So that was a good one. Quick play the ball on halfway. Manly scoot off down the short side. Garrick heads back in field. Loses it in contact. Sideways, says the referee, or backwards. Play on. Everything falling Manly's way now. Kohler. Straight up the middle. Tolu Kohler. One to beat, and he's brought down by Flegler. Fifth and last. Fogarty with the grubber kick in behind the line. Cobbo tracks across. Gets it. Runs away from Olakau'atu, but he's met by Bullymore and a swarm of Sea Eagles jerseys. Keep him in the end goal. $16 points to nil. 11 minutes to go in the opening half. Boy, oh boy. The Dolphins talk about being disappointing last week. They've been even worse this week. Short restart, doesn't go 10. Bounces back into the end goal. Oh, Cobbo's copped a slap across the face. That's why he's upset. Manly. 10 metres out. Fogarty cut out pass there for Olakau'atu. Just a couple of metres short. Fogarty. Into midfield he goes. Waddell to Brooks. Short ball. Ben Trebojevic stands in the tackle. Now he goes to his knees, but he's up to play it quickly. Can't get that play the ball in quick enough. Crash ball for Tommy Turbo. Half a metre out here. The Sea Eagles. Waddell in midfield. Caught with the ball. Fifth and last. Taken a ground. 5 to the right of the posts. Back into midfield for Brooks. Benny Trebojevic, the double pump and cutout ball for Hopewade. Hopewade nearly busts his way over the line. But the Dolphins have held him out, put him into touch. They are still well and truly under the pump, though. Well and truly. Nine and a half to go till the break. Hammer. Tackled 30 metres out from their own line here, the Dolphins. Early kick from Katoa from inside the 40. Tommy T lets it bounce. It sits up for him at the back, 20 metres out. The Dolphins trying anything at this point to turn this game around. 9 to the break. And it'll be a long way back. They were atrocious last week. They've been even worse this week. The Dolphins, so many people had predicted finals footy for the Dolphins, but boy, this past fortnight, you have to ask the question, they might be battling out for the wooden spoon. 2 tackles left here for Manly. Fogarty drops it off for Garrick. Garrick angling back into midfield. 5th and last, 30 metres out from the line. Short side for Fogarty again. Dinks it in over the top. Contestable kick. Hammer's under it. Hammer spills it. Olakau'atu spills it. Double knock on. First one, Dolphins. More pressure incoming. Scaife 97. Ahoy, mate. Yeah, the Dolphins are awful. Scrum down for Manly. 7 minutes 40 to go to the halftime break. The Dolphins simply must hold on here. Brooks inside for Bullymore. Bullymore's taken down. Tackle 1 right in front of the sticks. Slow play the ball. Jakey boy out to Fogarty. The short pass to Garrick is read well by Corn on the Cobbo. He's lost some ground. Waddell with another settler back in midfield. Halfway through the set now, Manly. Very, very crucial set defensively. Bullymore on the crash ball. They've held him up. Supreme goal line defense here from the Dolphins if they've held him up. And it's gone up as no try. Extremely good job there from the Hammer. Bullymore got him one-on-one, which is exactly what Manly needed. But he's clung on for dear life here, the Hammer, and the ball spills out as well. That will be interesting. Has he maintained possession? This could be one of the almighty tackles from the Hammer. Okay, Bullymore is deemed to have retained possession. So the pressure is still on the Dolphins here. 2 tackles left. Jake to Fogarty. Olakau'atu sends Garrick on the nice inside angle. And Ruben Garrick will score under the posts. Manly on an absolute roll. $20 points to 0 with the kick to come. And this is one-way traffic. One-way traffic here. Kick to come from right in front. Hot ticker, ahoy mate. There's more points in him this first half as well. 20 points to 0. Kick to come from right in front for Fogarty. This has been incredible. I thought the Dolphins were really bad last week. Well, the Dolphins were premiership worthy based on last week compared to this effort. Titans on top, ahoy. How are you, mate? Dolphins go deep with the restart. You know what? If I'm Kieran Foran, I win this game and then I leave. 100% coaching success rate. Trebojevic, Jakey plays it quick. Now Ben catches them napping. Penalty to Manly. Oh, they're just rolling upfield here. High contact. The concerning thing for the Dolphins is, like, Tommy Flegler there. We just got a close-up of Tom Flegler. No emotion on the face whatsoever. That's actually kind of concerning because you want Flegler to fire up. Not too much. There's just no emotion here from the Dolphins players. Like, I don't know if they're going to be capable of a bounce back. Manly with the tap and go. 40 metres out from the line. It's already going to be a hell of a long way back for the Dolphins, but you would think another try here absolutely seals the deal. Fogarty to Brooks, inside to Ben Trebojevic. Late offload. On the bounce it is for Kohler, and Kohler's taken down a couple of meters out here. Play 3. Brooks. Infield for Waddell. Waddell will set it up in front of the post here. 2 tackles left. Right edge they go. Fogarty to Olakau'atu. They've had a lot of joy down this edge. 5th and last. Fogarty, Grubbers in behind the line for Brooks. Brooks leads the chase, and Luke Brooks scores. The little grubber kick in behind from Fogarty. And Brooksy has just appeared out of nowhere, and again, just hands on hips from the Dolphins, but a real lack of emotion. They need to fire up. 26 points to 0 with the kick to come from right beside the posts. K1 Chefs. You bet on the Sea Eagles. And you got 13-5. Very nice. 2.5 minutes to go till halftime. 26 points to 0. Manly over the Dolphins. Kick to come from Fogarty. The Dolphins. Atrocious. Great vision from Fogarty. He spotted the little gap in behind. Hammer couldn't get back on time. Wow. Fogarty from right in front pops it over. 28 points to 0. $28 zip. Amazing. Well, K1 Chefs asking how the Dolphins were the favourites. I can understand why they were, because Manly have been diabolical. The Dolphins haven't been this bad. So I understand how they went in as favourites, but my God. Mullet magic, ahoy mate. Tommy Turbo will get another. Jordan says, where was this last week? Where was this from the start of the season? Now Manly go the early shift on tackle 2. They're up by 28 points, so why not? A minute to go till the break. 30 out from their own line. And it worked for them against the Roosters. Jakey boy, dummies inside. Oh, and that is a hit off the ball on Tommy Turbo. They just can't get anything right here, the Dolphins. Jake Trebojevic, dummies inside for Tommy T. And the Dolphins have cleaned him up. Yeah. They just can't get anything right here. 25 seconds to go until the halftime break. Oh, they're going to have a shot at 2. Jamal Fogarty, 2 meters, his own side of halfway, is going to have a shot at penalty goal here. 28 points to 0 it is, Manly at the moment. And Fogarty has said, we'll have a crack at the 2 here. And we will go into the break not just with a very comfortable lead, but also just a little slap across the face here if he pots a 52-meter penalty goal. From right in front, 52 meters on the fly. Fogarty has got plenty of distance on it. Does it have the direction? No, it doesn't. Oh, he had more than enough on it. And the Hammer surrenders in the tackle to take us to halftime. 28 points to 0. Manly. All right. Halftime. Let's sort out these technical difficulties. I'll be back for the second half.
Teddy lost his shorts again. He's burning down the sideline. Boots blur, defenders flatline. Eyes on the prize, he don't even flinch. Till his shorts get yanked and we all get a glimpse. Oh, he's got the moves, he's got the pace. The fullback fire, no one can chase. But every second game without fail, he moves the crowd like his tail's from the tail. Tedesco's got that power peach. Tears through lines like a one-man You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Multi-league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and tank pass last from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the two and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll wave the road, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our skies. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the choice. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer. Yeah.
All right, second half about to get underway. We got as many of the buttons fixed up as we could in the time that we had available. Second half, moments away from kickoff. Ruben Garrick ready to get us underway. Referee blows the whistle. Second half is off and running. 28 points to 0. Is there any chance of a miracle comeback? Game ML, ahoy there. Same game multi. One that I didn't get sorted out, and also didn't get the possession badge sorted out. I saw that here somewhere, though. I should be able to fix that pretty quickly as the Dolphins captain state the obvious here, but I do have to share it for the purpose of the stream. Dolphins obviously need to be the first team to score if they want any chance of this one. 40 metres out from the line, fifth and last. Farnworth slow to get up and play it. Goes back to Katoa in midfield, who sends it high. Dolphins chasing through hard on Tommy T, and he's been lined up in the head by Lemuelu. And Knowles staying down here, Tommy Turbo. He's rattled. I don't know whether he copped a high shot or not, but he's not happy. We see it on replay. He's falling as he takes the high ball. Seems like there's nothing. Oh, they're going to get a penalty here. The Dolphins have gone on report. Second verse, same as the first. An early penalty here for Manly. And they can plug themselves straight back upfield. Dear, oh dear. Not the start that they needed at all to the second half. After a good solid set of 6 and actually getting to their kick. This has been a night to forget for the Dolphins. Been a fortnight to forget. Manly finding touch 45 metres out from their own line. That's a hell of a kick. Garrick looks to go quickly, but he's told to just wait on a second, mate. Get back and play it on the mark. Okay, there we go. Possession toggle. I should be able to get that sorted out as Manly 40 metres out from the line. Brooks, late pass out the back for Kohler. Steps in field off the left boot. And he's brought down. 25 metres out from the line. Manly back on the attack. If they haven't already got the game won, they are potentially moments away from icing this one. Right side they go. Fogarty looks back in field for Tommy Turbo. Tommy Turbo with the short ball for Brooksy. And Luke Brooks on the crash ball. Well, they are just mucking about now. Fifth and last. Fogarty with the crossfield kick for Garrick. But it's Falolo who's up to take it. And they've held him up on the fifth and last for a turnover. They are just taking the piss now, Manly. Luke Brooks on a crash ball. That is insulting. Now, if that doesn't fire up the Dolphins, nothing will. I know that if they've set up a crash ball play and given it to the smallest bloke on the field, that's enough to, that's insulting enough to fire me up. That's for sure. All right. We are one step away here, I think. Possession. Oh no, I've broken the whole thing. Now, Manly put the kick in over the top off the turnover. The hammer comes away with it. Hammer in open space. That's what's needed for the Dolphins. Farnworth with a loose cutout pass there to Avarillo. Avarillo, though, finding a little bit of open space down that right flank. Dolphins out to the 40. Farnworth ducks under a tackle from behind. Goes again, puts the fend on Jakey. Takes it up to halfway, late offload out the back. This is scrappy stuff, but they're making some slow progress upfield here, the Dolphins. Flegler carries it to the 30. Halfway through the set, loose ball goes out the back, scooped up by Nikorima. The defensive line for Manly looking very, very settled. 2 tackles left. Gilbert, or Knowles rather, takes it inside the red zone. 20 metres out, 5th and last. Katoa down the short side, kicks wide, looking for Cobbo. Cobbo gets up to put pressure on. Did he knock it on? Caught on the Cobbo? Yes, he did. That's a handover. Manly back in possession. Right. Manly. There we go. All right, I think everything that we need for now is back up and running. Apart from the same game multi. But that's okay, because that's not looking like it's going to hit anyway. So who cares? Brooks puts a big kick downfield. Taken to the back by the Hammer. Hammer with an easy kick return here. Brings it outside the 20. Real cracked clan. Ahoy there, mate. Me and my mate go for separate teams every game. And we watch you. Oh, very nice. Cheers, real cracked clan. Poor service from dummy half. The Hammer having to reach forward for the ball. This is just... Oh, honestly, this is just the basics going horribly awry here for the Dolphins. Short side play. The Hammer steps back in field. And Hammer slow to get up and play the ball. Lockie, ahoy, mate. 2 tackles left here for the Dolphins. Hammer's gone straight back down on his haunches. The Dolphins are held on halfway here, 5th and last. Nikorima on halfway, puts the kick up. Farnworth chasing through hard. Puts pressure on at the back, but it's well taken there by Falalo for Manly. Doing everything right at the moment, the Sea Eagles. And the Dolphins doing everything either wrong or just not executing very well. Ben Javojevic heading across field, now straightens, brought down on the 40-metre line. Their own side of halfway, Manly. Now Tommy Turbo, running straight, running hard, put on his back by Flegler. 5th and last. Again, Tommy Turbo slow to get up and play the ball. Well, what's going on here? Tommy Turbo just slow to get up and play it. Nothing really in this tackle, I don't think. But he's playing it up at the moment, Tommy T. Don't normally see that from him. 5th and last here for Manly. I think the Finns are down tonight, that's for sure. Wow. And I tell you what, I thought the Dolphins were pretty bad last week. They were... Yeah, like there were real signs last week that they are just really, really out of sorts. Tommy Turbo leaving the field here for a HIA. I think the fact that the Dolphins managed to keep the scores close for about 70 minutes masked just how bad they were. Kick goes across field for Garrick. Garrick with the offload back in field for Fogarty. Falolo wraps around, finds some space in midfield, grubbers for himself, and he's taken down 15 metres out from the line. Desperation defence from the Hammer. Clayton Falalo trying to channel his inner Brian To'o there. Eight minutes gone in the second half. No change to the halftime score. The Dolphins need a minor miracle at this. Well, is it even a minor miracle at this point? We're almost entering into major miracle territory. Nikorima out the back for Farnworth. Beats the first tackle. Falolo jamming in and racing up out of the line. Dangerous. Could have opened up for them there, the Dolphins. Flegler with a settler on play 5. Brings it back into midfield. 35 metres out. Katoa puts the high ball up. Kohler's shifted back to fullback. Hammer wins the battle in the air, but he's taken a ground 5 metres out from the line. That'll be a handover. And the Dolphins just look really, really flat. And they don't seem to care. I'm not seeing any emotion from any of the players whatsoever. Tom Trbojevic, Category 2, HIA. There you go. So we could see Tom Trbojevic back again. Honestly, I probably wouldn't risk him. We know that Tommy T in the modern day is quite injury prone. I'm probably not risking him. They've got this game well in control. They've just got a late 6 again as well, have Manly. And I tell you what, yeah, I'm probably not risking Tommy T. Fogarty to Olakawatu, runs over the top of Nikorima. And Manly get a penalty. The Dolphins now, the old discipline. Tommy Turbo has indeed left the field. HIA, Category 2. And I'm suggesting they probably should keep him off. They don't need him out there. Please tell me the Dolphins didn't just get penalised for throwing the boot away. I really hope that's not what the penalty was for. Fogarty finds touch. 40 metres out from the line. Please tell me the penalty was not for throwing the shoe away. My God. Jeez, I'll tell you what, when I played, we used to rip guys' pants off and throw them over the sideline. Fogarty, 20 metres out. Oh, Simpkin spills it, but way offside is Tom Flegler, and the Dolphins' discipline has gone. The Dolphins' discipline has gone with the shoe up into the crowd. Now this is right out in front. A conversation going on in midfield. Do we take the 2 or not? Fogarty's like, Jake, you're the captain. With Tommy off, what are we going to do? They're going to have a shot at 2, I think. They took a shot at 2 right on half-time, missed it. It just creates that little bit of mental comfort, doesn't it? Because you've got yourself out by divisions of 6. So a smart idea, take the 2. And my concern for the Dolphins is just their complete lack of emotion. Complete and total lack of caring seems from the team. Like their minds elsewhere. Who have the Dolphins got next week? Fogarty from right in front makes it 30 points to nil. $30 to nil. Wow. 30 points. Like, I absolutely had Manly covering the line because I think the line that they got given was atrocious. But I didn't see this coming. An absolute schmozzling. I saw the warning signs last week. I thought the Dolphins were so disappointing against the Broncos. They didn't even show up last week against the Broncos. I didn't think it was possible for them to be any worse. Well, it's possible. It's more than possible, and they've showed that so far. Jakey boy to Brooks, out the back for Kohler. Quick hands here out on the left for Hopawade to step back in field, and he's taken down on halfway here. 26.5 to go in the match. Manly just rampaging upfield now. Felidi takes it to the 40. Fifth and last, Fogarty puts this one high. Hammer's under it at the back. Hammer 10 meters out from his own line. Spells it forward. Penalty, though, to the Dolphins. Was the hammer taken out in the air, or did somebody throw somebody's shoe off? Hard to know with this referee. And yes, oh, well, yeah, he was taken out in the air quite blatantly there from Kohler. Peter Okori, ahoy there, mate. Is this the Dolphins that played Broncos last week? No, they're even more diabolical than the Dolphins who played the Broncos last week. Dolphins find touch 30 meters out from their own line. 25.5 minutes to go, and they haven't even looked like scoring a try. Like, they haven't even been close so far. Penalty Dolphins. Manly offside, I believe. But yeah, they haven't even looked likely. That's probably the most alarming thing. I mean, the only way that they scored against the Broncos last week, and the only way they looked like scoring against the Broncos, was from breakaway tries against the run of play. And this week, looks like it might be the only way they score a try as well. Nikorima, short ball for Lemuelu. Taken inside the red zone here. Play 2. Zach says worse than Para bad, worse than everyone bad. The Dolphins would lose to the Titans tonight, the way they're playing. Peti Fuiaki held up a meter out. Terrible pass there to Knowles, who has to slip. He had to go down so low to pick up that ball. Fifth and last. Katoa to the line. Sends it to Lemuelu, who can't hold on to it. And it's another dropped ball. Ola Kawatu comes away with it. 30 points to 0 up. Tommy Turbo's off for a HIA. I actually don't know that you risk him, D. They don't need him back out there. So maybe they wrap him in cotton wool for the rest of tonight. Priscilla Timothy, ahoy there. Now Fogarty and Brooks find their combination. Odd Poppet says, I don't think even the Dolphins could lose against the Titans. The way the Dolphins are playing tonight, Titans would put 50 on them. Straight up the middle goes Simpkin. Half a gap opens up. Fifth and last, here they come again, Manly. Kohler Shanks this one off the side of the boot. It's going to land still in the field of play. Taken by Hopewade. No look, flick pass back in field. Brooks toes it ahead. It's been dived on by Ben Trebojevic, and they've got 6 more tackles. Talk about everything coming up Millhouse. They can do no wrong tonight, Manly. The Foran effect. We wondered in the chat room, would it happen? Is the Foran effect the real deal? Seems like it is. 6 again for Manly. Ben Trebojevic surrenders over on that left edge, 10 metres out. Brooks will bring it back infield for Hetherington. Hetherington with good post contact meters. Right in front of the post, a metre out. Simpkin sends it right for Fogarty. Dummy steps back in field. Fogarty caught with the ball. Simpkin short side for Olakau'atu. Easy as you like. Holy moly, Olakau'atu gets another one. Oh, this is depressing for the Dolphins. They were abysmal last week against the Broncos. Well, somehow they've found a way to be even worse. This is a team that a lot of people had picked for finals football this year. And there will be a lot of... Not me, incidentally. I had them coming 9th or 10th, but I'm even rethinking 9th or 10th after the past fortnight's displays. Aussie John, I thought we were going to behave ourselves tonight, mate. I love you, mate, and I appreciate your support. But we've had so many words about this. Peter Akori, you will be a good loser with the Finns tonight. My biggest concern for the Dolphins is just that they don't seem to care. There's a real lack of emotion. Fogarty, about 15 to the right of posts. Puts it down the middle. 36 points to 0. Bronx 13. Ahoy there. Welcome back. Bob L, 132. Absolutely, I remember you, Bob L, because your username, for some reason, always reminds me of the books I used to have when I was a kid. Bob and Bobette. The Adventures of Bob and Bobette was a comic book that I used to read. And Bob L just always reminded me of that. Penalty now from the kickoff. High contact here. Flegler, I believe it is, who's come flying in. Corey Waddell from the back fence. And it's Flegler and it's Francis Molo. Not only was it potentially high contact, there was a lack of arms in that tackle as well. Boy, oh boy. What an atrocious effort. This has been 20 minutes left to play. 20 minutes before sweet relief for the Dolphins. And they'll have a couple of weeks to think about where they've gone wrong in life. Manly fine touch, 10 short of halfway. Olakau'atu. Some good post-contact meters. 40 meters out now from the Dolphins line. 4 tackles left. Fogarty heads across field for Brooks. Out for Kohler. Kohler accelerates. Nearly goes through a gap. 19 and a half left to play. Ben Trebojevic straight ahead. Tackle just outside the 20. 2 tackles left here for Manly. Back in field. Jakey boy. Inside ball for Hetherington. Hetherington put on his back 15 metres out here right in front. More points incoming for Manly. Fogarty, crossfield kick. Garrick's under it. Falalo's up for it. Corn on the Cobo spills it. The Dolphins are an absolute mess. Corn on the Cobo drops the high ball. Manly will get the ball back a full set of 6, 10 metres out. Oh, this is the most abysmal. You know what? There's been a couple of real shocking performances so far this season. Manly were involved in one of them. But this Dolphins performance tonight is probably the worst I've seen this season so far. And the second worst performance was probably their effort last week against the Broncos. But it's good, though, because now the Broncos think they're going to go back-to-back. Olakau'atu tries to reach out and plant it down. He's claiming it, but he could be telling porky pies here. Referee sends it up as no try. Olakau'atu brought down from behind by Farnworth. Keep an eye on the double movement here. He's got his arms up. It hits the deck there. And he is short of the line. Not turned on his back. Farnworth sort of rolls over underneath him. Lifts the ball up off the deck. This will be no try, but still, Manly. They'll get the ball back. They'll have a full set of 6. Well, they'll have 5 tackles left out of this set of 6. I see a sneaky Raven entering the chat room. Olakau'atu plays it. Jakey boy onto Waddell. Waddell just settles it down in midfield. 5 metres out. Left edge they go for Brooks. Ben Trebojevic, quick inside ball for Kola. And Tolu Kola will get tick number 2 off the multi for whatever it's worth. And 4 more points for Manly. Second tick off the multi. That's both Manly players done. It's not looking like I'm going to get any of those Dolphins players, though. Let's be honest. That was some beautiful interplay there. Brooks goes out wide for Ben Trebojevic, who very quickly turns it back in field for Kola. And Kola, running from depth, finds half a gap, and that's all he needs. 40 points to 0. Forty Zippo. Fogarty. About 10 to the left of post. Shanks it. And he shanks it hardcore.
Good news. You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Wrong sound effect. He shanks that one pretty hardcore. And it remains 40 points to 0. Big bad ads. Ahoy, mate. D says, who's in for Tommy? Yeah, good question. Kola was filling it. Yes, Kola is still filling it at the back. So Simpkin came on. Simpkin came on to play hooker. Wakeham went off. Ben Trebojevic is now playing out in the centres. and Kohler went to fullback. Yeah, so there we go. Tommy Turbo off for HIA. I reckon that they keep him off now for the rest of the game. This is well in control. They're just rolling upfield now. Hetherington with some space. So Kohler went back from centres to fullback. Ben Trebojevic from second row out to centre. Simpkin came in to play hooker. Now touched by the Dolphins. That'll be 6 more tackles. Ola Kawatu goes to ground 10 metres out here for Manly as they throw it around Harlem Globetrotter style. They can do no wrong tonight. The Dolphins can't even get the ball. They can't get their hands on the ball other than to touch it and give away 6 more tackles. Hetherington in front of the post. Burrows his way under. He can't reach out and get over the line. Bogarty inside for Ben Trebojevic, who goes straight through. And Benny Boy gets one. 44-0 kick to come. And it's a training day here for Manly. Ben Trebojevic gets a try to join Tommy. Now, they just need Jake Trebojevic to score a try. And then all 3 of the Trebojevic brothers have scored points. The Tane 13-7 says the Dolphins need a beer, mate. Well, I'm not sharing with them. I'm not even convinced that the Dolphins would know how to drink a beer properly after this performance. Like I said, I thought that they were pretty bad last week. The fact that the Broncos didn't blow them off the park probably masked a lot of the issues. But, boy, they've been abysmal this week. And they've been made to pay for it. But yeah, based on this last fortnight, I'm not convinced that they could even drink a beer properly. Bogarty from just to the left of the posts. I would like to say that he should put it over. But after the last miss, one never knows. About 10 to the left of the post, he's compensated and puts it over. 46 points to 0. Oh, boy. Wow. Christian Wolf, time to tidy up that resume, mate. We thought that, it's funny, like at the start of the season, Todd Payton was probably under the most pressure. A victory over the Melbourne Storm is a big thing for anybody. So Toddy Payton has probably earned himself 6 or 7 weeks, at least. The coach is under pressure now. Christian Wolf has got to have questions raised. This is a team that's been predicted to make the finals for the past couple of years. And this is the performances that they're dishing up. Paseka up to halfway. Loses the ball out the back. Knocked ahead by the Dolphins. 6 more tackles, Manly. They can't, just nothing is going right here for the Dolphins. Nothing. Ben Trebojevic goes straight through. He's got support from Kohler. Kohler one-on-one with the hammer. Goes in and away. And Corn on the Cobbo brings him down, but he gets up and goes again. Offloads for Corey Waddell. And here comes 50. The 50 is up. It's one-way traffic with 12 minutes left to go. Long distance try here from Manly. Their own 40-metre line. Brooks inside for Ben Trebojevic, who gets one-on-one with a very, very tired Tommy Gilbert. The in and away on the hammer. Corey Waddell racing up in support. Wow, this is incredible. All right. Put a line through the Dolphins for the premiership. 50 points. Somstar says, what a disgrace. I am disgusted in my team. I still love them, though. Yeah, fair enough, Somstar. It really, honestly, has been a disgraceful fortnight for the Dolphins. Like I said, the fact that they didn't get spanked by the Broncos last weekend, as terrible as they were, kind of masked some of the cracks that were clearly there, and Manly have well and truly exposed them this week. Bogarty from right beside the posts pops this one over. It is 52 points to nil. "11 minutes left to play." Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Lockie. Finns can't win the comp like they were going to anyway, but, you know, I got to make mention of it. The 50-point curse. Dolphins go short with the restart. It's batted back by Cobbo, and it's play on. Something has finally worked out for the Dolphins. Unfortunately for them, there's only 10 minutes left to go. Oh. Wobbling the ball here, 30 meters out from the line. And a penalty to the Dolphins. Gilbert taps and goes quickly. No, go back to the mark, says the referee. Take the 2. Get some points on the board, you know, scoreboard pressure and all that. Katoa taps and goes. Big defense from Manly. They look like they're pretty keen to keep the Dolphins on donuts here. Katoa at the back for Nikorima. Spins and offloads to the Hammer. Hammer goes straight through. Goes for the corner. And did he drop it over the line, the goof? Please tell me you put that down properly, Hammer, because that's tick number 3 off the multi. Oh, my God. He better have put that down properly. Nice play here from the Dolphins. At last, Nikorima finds some space for the Hammer. He goes straight through the tackle of Faulolo. Heads for the outside. Kohler, a desperation attempt in cover defense. And has he put it down? The ball has gone bouncing pretty high. Oh, they might have a closer look at this. Hammer was just pushed off balance by Kohler, and he's grounded it. Yes. Katoa races in for the conversion. Starts it out wide to the right. It's hooking back beautifully. 52 points to 6. The Melbourne Storm bound Jermaine Asako. Nine minutes left. All right. I am now suddenly a Connolly Lemuelu try away from another almighty payout here. They have offered me 47 cents cash out. But it hasn't updated with the Hammer try just yet either. Remember what happened last week in the Sharks-Raiders game? 8 minutes to go, and Jesse Colquhoun scored the try that popped the 4-leg multi. $1,000 return off a $5 stake, or $10 it might have been. We are now Connolly Lemuelu away from another $1,000 payout. 8 minutes to go. Very similar situation to last week. Nikorima now as the Dolphins spread it early. Farnworth brought down in a great tackle from Ruben Garrick. 10 short of halfway. Corner the Cobbo from dummy half. 40 meters out now. 2 tackles left. Into midfield. Donahue taking the ground. Oh, okay. They've offered me a $45 cash out. Kick goes downfield. Pressure on Kohler. Does well and under the high ball. Tolu Kohler. 52 points to 6. 8 minutes left to play. 45 is less than what I put on, so obviously I wouldn't cash that out. But yeah, we are a Connolly Lemuelu away from this four-legged nailing. Seven minutes to go. Paseka. Tackled on the 40-metre line. Fifth and last, Fogarty with a low flat kick down midfield. Taken on the fall by the hammer. Stumbles as he takes it. Gets the offload for Asako. Puts him under pressure. Wraps around, though, and creates space. Down the left flank goes Avarillo. Needs support. Draws in Kohler. Gives it to the hammer. Hammer gets a double. From the kick return, the Dolphins have gone the distance. 52 points to 10, the kick to come. Literally the length of the field, the hammer collects the kick on the fall, 5 meters out from his own try line. And they set up a play down that right edge. A simple wraparound, draw and pass. Hammer has the pace. 52-10, kick to come. A real cracked clan says, imagine if the Dolphins make an impossible comeback. Yeah, there's just simply not enough time. It would defy all sense of logic. Although I do want to see them get a couple more tries because I really want Lemuelu to hit. Asako, 10 in from touch. Starts it out to the right. Bends it back. 52 points to 12. 6.5 minutes left to play. Beautiful long-range try there from the Dolphins. Odd Poppet says, if this was American football, the Dolphins have plenty of time to pull back. Yes, in the NFL, of course, 6 minutes left on the clock means you've probably got an hour of physical time remaining. Plenty of time for a comeback as the kickoff goes deep. Dolphins 20 meters out from their own line. 5 minutes 40 left to play. Manly up 52-12. Short side they go. Here's Finifuiaki. Bends the line as always. Katoa, set restart for the Dolphins. Nikorima goes out the back. Space out the wazoo down the left edge. Farnworth. Out to Cobbo. Cobbo up over the 40, 30. Draws in the fullback, and Herbie Farnworth will score. You are kidding me. 5 minutes left to play. 52-16. Kick to come. The Dolphins, another length of the field effort. Manly's edge defense were all caught in field. Cobbo stretches the legs for the first time tonight. Draws in the fullback. 52 points to 16. This is incredible. I mean, Manly have well and truly gone to sleep, but... Captain Redbeard, ahoy, mate. Asako lining up the kick at goal. Taking his sweet time with it. You've only got 4 minutes left on the clock, Jermaine. He puts this one down the middle. 52 points to 18. Shannon Martin, ahoy. 4 minutes left. 52 points to 18. Come on, Lemuelu. We are a Connolly Lemuelu try away from another $1,000 multi hitting in back-to-back weeks. Got time off here for the restart. Manly send it deep from the back fence. 16, Ray Stone on the field. 52 points to 18. What an absolute schmozzling. Shifting out to the right now. Hammer in space again. Draws in Hopewade, puts Asako in space. Asako pops it back in for the Hammer. Hammer settles things down, goes back in field for Gilbert. Stone bounces nicely for Cobbo. Cobbo's in space. 30 out, puts the fend on Garrick, and then loses it forward back in field. Three minutes left. Oh, Cobbo, very, very groggy. He must have hit his head hard on the after he's gone over the sideline. He must have banged his head or something, because, yeah, he was very, very groggy when he got up. Looks like me every Sunday morning. I think he'll be leaving the field. Oh, here we go. Here's the replay. Yeah, he smashes the back of his head on the turf as he falls to ground. Corn on the Cobbo, off for a HIA. We got 2 minutes left in this game. Manly will have possession and can just wind the clock down. Sabinta Mang, 5250. A few consolation tries. Does not show how dominant the Sea Eagles were. Yeah, 100%. Manly have gone to sleep. They'll be disappointed. Like, it looked like they were determined to hold the Dolphins to 0. But then when the first try got scored, yeah, they just completely shut up shop and didn't care anymore, it seemed like. And they'll be disappointed to have leaked those relatively easy long-range tries, but it is what it is. I mean, 52 points to 18 is still an absolute spanking. So, well played, Manly. Hetherington. Tackle just short of halfway. Halfway through the set, Simpkin goes quickly. He's got Waddell running with him. 40 metres out. 2 tackles left. Paseka taken a ground, 5th and last, 35 out in midfield. Fogarty's down the short side, kicks low, flat, puts it into touch, doesn't even bother to put the kick in behind the Dolphins' defensive line with 40 seconds left on the clock. Dolphins bring it back into midfield. And with 28 seconds to go, they'll get a couple of tackles. 30 metres out from their own line. Nikarima. Late pass out the back for Farnworth. Farnworth in and away on Garrick. Fens. Heads back in field. Farnworth now chips over the top for himself. Gets the bounce, but he can't hold on to the ball. Manly come away with it. And that will be full time as Josh Felletti, I think that's his name, Josh Felletti, Josh Feldy. He's got an impressive mullet, Anyway, whatever his name is. And that's full time. 52 points to 18. Manly are back. And if the 50-point curse is indeed true, we can officially put a line through the Dolphins. JP says, what happened? I thought the Dolphins were supposed to be good. That's the thing, right? Like, the Dolphins have been predicted pretty much since their inception to make the finals. Whilst I think that they are better than this scoreline, I've never had them in the finals. Like, I don't think they're that good, and clearly tonight showed it. I mean, they were awful last week against the Broncos. I don't understand how the Broncos didn't put 50 on them. And I think the closeness of last week, like the Broncos didn't really pull away until around the 70-minute mark. The Dolphins kept it close up until that point. It should have been all over by half-time in that game. The Dolphins hung in the fight, and I think that just masked some of the problems. This annihilation by Manly can't mask the problems anymore that are clearly there. So I think Brisbane exposed them, but the closeness of the scoreline papered over the cracks. Manly have just well and truly torn through the paper and widened the cracks even more. Darren, you got a couple of good multis up tonight. Awesome, mate. Yeah, we got an absolute cracker last night. Not last night, last week, sorry. We got an absolute cracker last week. I thought we were on this week as well. 3 out of the 4 legs for $1,000, and we were just Connolly Lemuelu away. The old Panther, ahoy, says this happens regularly, that players respond after a coach sacking. Actually, yeah, well, that's the impression. But they were talking about this. Gus was talking about this on 100% footy, I think it was, on the weekend. And whilst that is the impression, teams off the back of a coach sacking actually only win 30% of their games. So for some reason, though, like that perception definitely exists, but the stats don't back it up. The stats don't back up the perception. Fafita 29 Leones, thank you very much for the rose over there on TikTok. Stats lie, says Michelle. God. That sounds like the logic of a flat earther, of which I know you are not. Very bizarre. JP made some solid coin on that, about 2 weeks' wages. Nice. Well done, JP. Handles says, wow, Dolphins can't win the comp. No surprise there, really, but I guess we can officially rule them out nice and early. It is interesting, though, like, yeah, the Dolphins seem to enter every season with this perception. Speaking of perception, again, the Dolphins seem to enter every season with people predicting them for the top 8. And once again, based on that performance, and I think the really concerning thing for me was just as a coach, well, I say as a coach, I'm not a coach, but if I were to put myself in a coach's shoes, I would be furious at the players, at just the lack of concern, the lack of caring. And we'll come back to that. JP says, appreciate your page. Enjoy your content. Oh, who have we got to heart me from there? JP, thank you very. Cheers, mate. Appreciate your page. Enjoy the content. Reckon you could have a career in commentary on the telly. Oh, thank you, mate. They couldn't handle me, though. They couldn't handle me. Because I'm not afraid to tell it like it is. That's the thing. Can you imagine me on Fox Sports getting the rule book? You must gush over Reece Walsh and have an orgasm every time he touches the ball. I'll be like, no, I'm going to call out all the mistakes that he makes. Sorry? Finish the first game and I'd come back and be like, oh, there's a pink slip waiting for me in my locker. Thank you for your one-game service here at Fox Sports, but you ignored the directive. You are fired, sir. But anyway, I digress. Mr. SV Victory says, go Manly. SMD Seibold says, we effing did it. There you go. Now, what was I on about? Oh, yeah. Putting my coach's hat on for a second. I was very, very concerned with just the apparent lack of the lack of caring, the lack of emotion from the Dolphins players. Now, I'm not saying that they needed to be crying or anything, but just their faces were just like, every time a try got put on them, it was just this robotic, emotionless look. Like, just for example, I've seen Nathan Cleary, for example, that grand final against the Melbourne Storm, the first one, the Cameron Smith retirement tour. Nathan Cleary threw a cutout ball that got intercepted, and you saw him in the background, like, going mad on himself, like, damn it, I know what I did wrong there, I won't do it again. Emotion. The Dolphins players, whenever they would make mistakes, they would just get up, hands on hips. You didn't really see players coming over and patting on the back, going, tough luck, buddy. That sort of thing that you see, a pat on the head, a slap on the ass. Tough luck, mate. We'll get him next time. Just emotionless. That, for me, is the most concerning part out of that Dolphins display tonight. Obviously, the mistakes that got made in the first place, huge, huge issue. But just the complete lack of caring that seemed to be stemming from their body language, that's concerning, because that's not a skill set issue. And yes, Manly would have absolutely gone to sleep once they leaked that first try, so you can only read so much into the last 5 minutes there. But that's the most concerning part for me. Just, this isn't a skill issue. This is a mental issue now. It's that top 10 inches. How do they come back from that? If they don't care in the moment, how are they going to care afterwards? But anyways, what an absolute spanking. Manly, 52 points to 18. Victors here. We have got coming up, it's not, well, it is a doubleheader in the sense that there's 2 games on in the same day. Doubleheader to me generally means the games are on back-to-back, which they are, of course, not. So it's not really a doubleheader, but it is 2 games tomorrow. The first one at 3 p.m, Rabbitohs versus the Bulldogs. And then the Panthers taking on the Melbourne Storm. So 2 games tomorrow. We will be covering both of them. As I said, not really a doubleheader. It's just 2 games on in the same day. But we'll call it a doubleheader because why not? We definitely won't be streaming all the way through. There'll be a break in between games for sure. There'll be a power nap. There'll be food. Okay. Wasted World of Sports, thank you so much for your company on this one. I very much appreciate it. As always, apologies for the technical difficulties. I mean, I apologize. It's obviously not my fault. I didn't create the technical difficulties. It happens. Bollocks happens when technology's involved. We know that. We got it sorted out at the halftime break, though. And it should be right now moving forward. Fingers crossed. Don't want to jinx it. But yeah, we got that sorted out. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much once again. We'll catch you guys later. Until then, cheers. Rabbitohs Bulldogs tomorrow, 3 p.m. I've lost my screen. Awkward. Hello. Yes. All right, there we go. I found it. Thank you.
You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Tried to take over the world.